What's up, bookworms? Welcome to episode 140 of the Cantina Book Club podcast, where readers can find interviews with authors of all genres. I'm Megan, the Cantina Queen, here to bring you insights from the authors themselves. Each week features a Cantina conversation with an author, sometimes a returning guest, and sometimes it's someone new. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode, and feel free to browse through existing episodes so that you can catch a previous interview about a book that you finished. Today's episode features a chat with Today's episode features a chat with Amy Lorowitz. We're talking about her book, Summer Husband. That book is available now. Summer Husband is pretty nostalgic. Anybody who's been at a sleepaway camp for the entire summer will definitely be going back down memory lane with this story. But there's also a lot of romance with our main character and a certain other fellow camp counselor that she may be having a thing with. And Amy was really fun to talk to. It was really fun to hear about her experience as a debut author, and I think she learned along the way. Some spoilers may or may not pop up in these conversations, but the interview is more enjoyable if you've read the book anyway. So you don't know why Amy and I are giggling at some of the things that she put into her book about what happened with the campers. Then hit pause, add this episode to your playlist, pick up a copy of Summer Husband, and pick up a copy of Summer Husband. The interview will be here when you're ready. Just a heads up that I often use adult language to express my feelings towards these authors and their work, whether their characters need to get their shit together or I'm saying what the fuck to the author for making me feel things. Just please be mindful around listening ears. Without further ado, get ready, grab your favorite drink. Here is Amy. So today we have Amy Lorowitz. We're talking about her book, Summer Husband. That book is available on May 19th. Amy, thank you so much for joining me today. This book was adorable. It's very almost nostalgic for anybody who's been at summer away camp, and it was funny to see it through the eyes of someone approaching middle age, with their first experience. I'm excited to talk more about it today.
First of all, thank you so much for having me, and also thank you for reading it. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. I feel like it makes for a better conversation when I can do my best to keep up with it. You worked hard on it, and this is your debut, correct?
Yes.
That's so exciting.
So exciting. I've been having chill moments left and right. Yeah, it's very exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely get into it. So to get started, can you provide a summary about the book so that people can follow along?
Sure. It is about Lori Kramer, who is a 39-year-old stay-at-home mom, and she wants her children to go to sleepaway camp. And because it's the greatest experience in the world. And her husband does not want to pay for it. She's like, screw you, I'm going to figure this out. And the way she figures it out is by getting a job at the camp so the kids can go for free. And so the three of them take off, and none of them had ever been at sleepaway camp. So it's a new and exciting experience for all three of them.
Yeah, put it lightly. You put a lot in there. It was fun to read because Lori, she was just in over her head a little bit.
Oh,
but
yes.
It was really cool to see that arc, that journey that she went on over, what it was, 8 or 9 weeks.
Yes. Yes.
It was almost like she found her footing, and then she was also, I don't know, it was really funny. We'll get into it, but some of the things, because she doesn't take any shit, and she's just quick-witted, and it was fun to see. I'm like, man, you are a braver woman than I am. I would have just been okay, yes, sir, head down.
Right.
I'll do what I'm told. But she's like, what? So it was fun. She's a fun character for sure.
Thank you.
So I want to go into your background a little bit.
Sure.
And talk about your background, maybe any professional or personal experiences that might have helped you develop a skill set, or however you developed the urge to bring this story into the world.
So that's very interesting because I was in college, I was a history poli-sci major, thinking of maybe going to law school. So yes, no. It was funny, I actually looked this book up today when I was 10 years old. So when I was young, YA books existed. There, God, It's Me, Margaret. But I was actually a little bit older than that, but still YA. Anyway, I read this book, and it was a series about sisters named Amy and Laura, and I probably picked it up because, the name was Amy. And I distinctly remember reading that thinking, I could do that. I was like, this doesn't seem that hard. And then fast forward decades later, and I just always thought I'd had a book in me. So there was nothing that I was doing at the time that put it there, that I was like, that I think I could write. I was the office manager at a preschool. I was a paralegal for a while. Once I became a paralegal, I thought, oh yeah, I don't want to be a lawyer. So that was smart.
I think one of the best ways is like experience it, and then you're like, oh, just kidding.
Not for me. And I don't have any law school debt. And then my older daughter had graduated from college and she was looking for a job. And she said, I'm looking for a job. Why don't you look for like a writing workshop? And which I did. And I've been in the same writing workshop. Big shout out to Jennifer Bell, who is a best-selling author. And she does this when she's not writing. She helps people get published.
That's awesome.
Yes, and I've been with her for over 10 years. It took forever to write this book, only because at one point she said to me, Amy, you write a really good story. You put us there. It's clever. It's fast-paced. What's your arc?
Yeah.
Excuse me? How does the person grow?
Yeah.
What? So it took me, so the story was there, but the scenes were there. Putting the story together was a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, kind of like making something happen. You got to have like a climax. You got to have like what's happening. There's a lot happening, but what's really happening? Yeah.
And if you've never studied that, or I am an avid reader, not like you. I don't have to. You digest them so quickly because of what you do with them. But it just naturally happens in a good book without thinking about it. And I was like, now I have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that pesky thing called a plot, and
then and then the little subplots that kind of like all weave together.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know. Yeah, a similar sentiment from a lot of debut authors where you're just trying to figure it out. Like, obviously, you got this is here and there, and you have to like figure out how to make it into something that kind of basically makes sense. Even if it makes sense, you got to also make sure that there's something going on and that it's believable and authentic
and that you want to turn
engaging.
the next page.
Yes, and entertaining, all that. Yep, a lot. That's why I'm like, authors have asked me, like, do you ever want to write? I'm like, no, no. I am happy to do this thing where I get to talk to you guys and say, why did you make me feel things? And also dig a little bit deeper into everything. I feel like I'm just too much of a know in my heart, like, pressure would be too much, and I just don't I don't have like a story in me. I could tell when someone's like, no, I want to get this out. I got a plan. I got like steps and all that, like a vision board, whatever. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm good. I love just me, and books have been like this since
get you through so much. Oh, just a funny side note on this. When I first started writing, I didn't want to tell people what the book was about because I didn't want anyone to steal my idea. Until it dawned on me, writing a book is really difficult. It's not like, me nonchalantly telling my neighbor that they're going to go and say, ooh, I'm going to take that and write it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think if anything, it shows their curiosity and their support. Like, oh, what is it about? Like, tell me about it. And you're just sitting there kind of like, why? Like, hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so I want to explore your experiences as a debut author, biggest lessons learned, stuff like that.
So I've been in the workshop that I was telling you about, Jennifer Bell's workshop. And during the pandemic, she, God bless her, got all of these agents and Zoomed with us because no one was going anywhere and anyway, so when I was ready to finally do that, I had a list of people that were like, it wasn't going into a slush pile, it was going to
where it should not be as big of a deal as people have made it out to be. I think it would just be like, okay, have you learned anything? What are you curious about? There's something that probably I don't know about. I don't know if I know anybody who can clear things up, but they're just, for now, they're just humans, and that's a journey that we don't understand. It's just a journey that we don't know, and leave it at that. Like, they're just still people, and likely it won't ever be a problem for you. And it's a whole thing where it's just like, I hope just it becomes normalized. Unfortunately, they're an easy scapegoat, but either way, we could go back to your book.
Right, let's go back.
So let's see here. Because one of the questions I usually ask is like, how did you navigate maybe any sensitive topics and themes? I could think like maybe the sensitive topic was like separation, because Lori's going through like trial separation, and it's like infidelity adjacent, like there's kind of like towing the line here. So I kind of want to see like, how did you navigate that? Because I think it was such an interesting plot point.
Okay,
it was so interesting.
So thank you. So there was that. There was someone who was a bully, and why. So I didn't touch reasoning.
I wrote that, like, when I take notes when I read,
Oh,
I
good.
was like, what a small little man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like, I was like, oh my God, he's got issues.
So the three things, and the other thing was I wanted to put a gay person in there. And I didn't want to be like, oh, and I personally think that I handled it well.
Yeah, it was like really casual.
I like the line where she says, I lost my virginity
Yeah.
twice.
I know that's the first time I've ever read that line. And then even Lori was like, wait, how does that work? And then she's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, now that I think about it, I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, so I'm very
Like,
proud of that
yeah,
one.
yeah. Very, well done.
Thank you. I do have to tell you, the hardest thing, and it's a sensitive thing to me because in this book, Lori's husband is a jerk.
Mm.
My husband is wonderful.
Yeah.
And it was
The
really,
litter.
it was, and it was, that was the hardest thing to navigate for me.
Okay.
And it took another woman in my workshop. Her name is Marilyn Rothstein. She has several books out. And she said to me, it is not your husband. Let it go. People may think it's your husband. You need to let it go. But back to the husband, anything good that a man does in this book, that's based on my husband. So I just want to put that out there. And the other thing, what is I going to say? Just about my husband. Oh, so there's sex in this book. I like to look at it as a fade to black. It is not
Closed door.
closed
Like,
door, but
yeah.
you know what's going on. And I have two daughters and I have my husband. And I was talking to someone and I said, I'm really nervous about when having my family read it. And he said to me, your husband's going to laugh. I was like,
Like, what?
what?
We were not expecting that.
Not expecting that. So when I told my husband, he laughed. And I said, why are you laughing? He goes, because now no one's going to know this is true. So I was like, great. That's great.
That's hilarious. That's so funny because you were so confused as to like why would you say that, and then he did, and that makes it so much more funnier. Like,
And then my daughter, who's a doctor, like was just like, oh.
oh no, my mom wrote this. No, like,
And my other daughter, who at the time I guess she wrote it, was 23, and I knew she was reading it, and I was like, oh, what are you up to? And she told me, I was like, oh, what did you think? She goes, I thought it was really well done.
there you go.
So yeah,
There you go. Yeah,
'cause
no, and honestly, when it comes to like women's fiction, I feel like there usually is a fade to black component to it because there's this like smut or spicy things. It's just kind of like booming, but I think readers will read what they want to read and they will see because like for me, I appreciate open door action, but I also want a story. Like I don't want you to be like open door for open door's sake.
so I did that when I was first writing it, and Jennifer said to me, and it was very smart. She goes, "This is really done, well done. It's really hot, but is that really their relationship?
Sure.
You got
Yeah,
to make it
like they're excited and they're almost like little like teenagers sneaking away. Like
right."
it's fun, but it's also like okay, does this shows their growth together like in a relationship. But I could see like the flow, right? Like I could see how just the nature of the book and the vibe of the book and how closed door just fit well.
Yeah, it
So,
just
because if you went super spicy with it, it would have been like, especially as often as they sneak away, it's like at least once a week after a while.
yeah.
Like, so, because okay, the title, Summer Husband, and in the background, I was like, oh, like things get a little more hot and heated. So you're looking at it, you're expecting it to happen, but it's your choice as the writer how you're going to make it happen, how
Right.
you're going to present it. And so I think it's really good that your editor had like the finger on the pulse of that.
And the other thing that I thought was really funny, you know how, in writing they say if a gun enters the scene, it has to go off. That's how I felt about my vibrator.
That was hilarious. And then she did use it once, so at least on the page. So it was
Right. If
like, or
if you're
on the
bringing
page,
it
page
in,
black, like yeah.
if you're bringing it, you got to use it.
Because you set the tone. I think at first that's when you clarify like you're gonna go there, you're gonna go there, and that's totally fine. Like it makes sure the readers know what to expect. But that was hilarious. It was just like, oh, it's got your name on it. I wanted to
And
make sure it's
Sharpie and
like
Sharp. Right.
sleep away
You
camp.
got to put your name on everything. You have to put your name on everything. And
I think they like that would be yeah. I don't know. That was like I cackled.
oh, good, thank you. And the other thing, the title. So again, I'm in my workshop and we're taking what do you think is going to be a good title? And I wanted for the longest time campfire. Two words, campfire, because there's an underlying fire throughout the book. The lighting the campfire. She can't light a fire in the house, and the fire between them. Anyway, so I was just like, but yeah, summer husband won out, and
Yeah, and kind of like going back to I don't know, just maybe poor decision making with lighting something inside her cabin, but
oh,
I
and
like
that
her.
fire.
Yeah. So I kind of want to touch on that. I'm curious as to how, like, because I guess it's not. I haven't read it a lot in books where that's how they bond. They find a way to like make a casual, regular, a reason for them to come together in the first place. It's like they're just sneaking smoke breaks.
Right.
And I was a former smoker, so I'm like, oh God, I got you. Like I know Lori. I'm like I know how it is. And so I want to explore how there's that choice there because I don't know if I've had now that in retrospect I'm like that makes adults in separate groups of campers. Why would they have private time alone?
So that when I was writing the book, that was the issue, how to get them alone together. And smoking is not my favorite. Both my parents died young, straight from lung cancer, and my father heart attack at 53.
Wow.
So I was not a fan of that. But if you've never been to a camp setting, it's hard to figure that out, and without the campers around. So it was a way to make them meet, and I tied it together in a way that worked. And
Yeah.
as soon as they could stop, they stopped. So
Yeah.
that
And then they didn't. I love that where they realized like, well, I probably should stop, but then it means I have no excuse to like meet up. I'm like, that's so cute because they will both go through the same thing. I think my dad was like, I think because his father like once fell asleep with a
a
lit
cigarette.
cigarette and it
That
almost burned down
happens.
the house. So I think that like was a core memory where it just stuck with him. When I remember, I would think it was like 27 and I was like smoking a cigarette and he found me. I was trying to avoid. It was like at a family party and I was trying to like do it secretly like with my cousin or whatever. And then he came and he just whacked it out of my hand.
This is your
And I was
father.
yes, and I was like, oh shit. Like I knew he was gonna do. He used to do that to my mom when they first started getting like they first married.
Yeah.
Like I knew that's just his move. So I was like,
Right.
man, I could not get away with it. He just came out. He just smacked it out of my hand. Like we were all kind of like had a couple drinks and stuff. He didn't even say anything to me. He just walked up and smacked it out of my hand, and I was like, and my brother would even say like, why are you hiding your cigarettes?
You're an
old
adult.
enough.
You're
And
27
I
years old.
know. I was like, I'm just be quiet. Like
Anyway,
shut up. It's like your siblings, like no matter how old you get, you're like,
oh
don't
yeah,
tell
when you're
dad.
together,
Like,
you're 10 and
yeah.
12. Absolutely. I get that.
Don't tell dad. Okay, I'm gonna throw this at you. What were the most challenging parts to write? What were the most enjoyable parts to write?
So back to the husband, that was hard. So the fun part, I loved writing Mike. I thought he was so fun. You should just read the shit I didn't put in because I was writing this book for so long that this is very interesting. It was like 185,000 words, and folks out there, a regular
That's a
book is
lot.
about 85,000 words.
Yeah.
So I had to cut all those stories that I was telling you that I was writing at the very beginning, and I can only leave in the two. I only leave in the ones that were moving the story along, except for the
Yeah.
two. The one both take place in the health center because those are just so funny. So I
Oh
left
my, I
those.
can't believe you went there with a couple of them. Like with the poor camper, he's like, what, you asked me to fill it. Like, yeah.
So he was the most fun, and the hardest was writing the husband. Like I said earlier, it was really painful to me. I never would want anyone to think that about my husband because
I've read there was similar sentiment with an author that I interviewed, and she was basically, because her dedication or her author's note at the beginning was like a thank you for being who you are, for making it more difficult for me to write a character like this.
Oh,
So
that's
I was
sweet.
like that's a good way to like preface it.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the emotional stuff is hard. The stuff with the daughters was hard.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of stuff going on.
How was it writing from a point of view that was like younger? Like I imagine, because she's like what, 39,
Right.
and then her kids are just a couple years apart. Like how was it writing from a different point of view, different like maybe a little family dynamic than what you had known?
So let's start with the fact we haven't brought this up. I did go to camp with my children for 7 summers. So
Oh my God, that's so much. Because it's so funny to write it from a point of view from someone who like that's their first time, but you're like, oh, you're like a veteran at this point.
when I went all those years ago, it was my first time.
I know,
And
yeah.
even what's crazier about that is I had mentioned earlier, in real life my daughters are 8 years apart. So one was 3 and one was 11.
Yeah, that's a big chunk.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And I thought, and the reason why I went was because I was home with my daughter. I did not have a job outside of the home at that point. And then I figured we could all together. There was one night that I could not find my 3-year-old. Like she had
No.
babysitters, and I was like done with the evening activity, and I had no idea where she was. And she was in they had a little loft area for counselors at the end of the day, and it wasn't even like I wanted to go up there because I would have been an intro until I found her. Anyway, my research was being immersed in camp life. So all the stories are exaggerations of stuff that was going around. What was the question you asked me about writing it
Oh,
that age?
like how did you like what was it like writing from that perspective of you answered it because you're tapping into your memories of
Right.
and then exaggerating
Yes.
everything.
And you
Yeah.
know what's really funny is that my kids went to camp for a long time. The younger one was there for a really long time because usually you stop around 14, 15, and she started, and you started 8 or 9, and she started at 3. And I'll say, do you remember this? Do you remember that? And they have no idea what I'm talking about. But
Oh,
I guess it's the memory of an adult
yeah.
over the memory of a child.
It's exactly because I'm thinking like, oh my God, there's some memories I have and then some memories I don't have where my mom's like, oh no, you don't remember this? I'm like, no, it just didn't. I don't know if my brain was just like, this isn't important, or like, did it make it into the long-term
Right.
memory, or there was other core memories that like like memories that turn into core
Right.
memories
Or you
that
were taking organic chemistry and something had
there
to
we
leave.
go. No, I was when I was reading this book and thinking about how I was gonna what we are gonna chat about. I remember like, no, I have been at sleepaway camps, but they were only like a week long.
Yeah. So you can see
And
how
it
much
was
you
maybe
had.
only yeah, it was like only a handful of times too. It wasn't like 7 years in a row. It was like I think maybe one I did like an architecture like girls in science
Oh,
camp.
fun.
That was a week long. Yeah, because I was like I showed proclivity, or I don't know if that's the right
I
word, but
think it's
just
the
like
right
a
word.
yeah, for like math and science
Yeah.
as a young person. But unfortunately, it didn't excite me. I was good at it, but I didn't really care about it. My mom asked me like the next year. I remember I have good memories from it, but it was also like I think I was like 12 at the time, or 12 or 13, which is a weird age to
Anyway, yeah.
like do anything like that's not like coming of age, but like something that is like a milestone. That's
It
like, oh,
is
your
huge
first
for
week's
your
first
period.
time, or like, oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I know, and I appreciate that you put that in there as well.
Because
It was yeah.
nothing says welcome to the sisterhood like Fudgy the Whale.
Oh my God. Oh my, even when I'm like camping, when I get my period, I'm like,
Oh,
what
it's
the
the worst.
it's horrible. And I'm
So
like, okay.
worse.
And I'm like, whenever I've been camping, I haven't been like, it's recreation grounds, or it's like it's not like straight up in the wilderness and where you might see like large wildlife.
Right.
It's
And it's
because
not like
otherwise,
someone's going to steal your underwear and hang it up on the flagpole the next day.
yeah, no, absolutely. I know. And even the first time I was in the Smokies with my husband, we stayed in a hotel because we had like, I think we just only had so much time. And because we drove down, it was like a whole thing where I was like, it's just easier if we just stay in a hotel and do some hiking and do some touristy stuff on Gatlinburg. But it was super fun. But I remember they were even like, take any food, anything, any garbage you have in your cars and bring it in with you, because bears will straight up break into your car to get to something. I'm like, that's crazy that they have such a keen sense of smell, and then they learned how to
Open the
open.
door.
That's amazing to me. I've never, I knock on wood, I've never encountered a bear to the point where I have to like fight or flight, like, right.
So my bear scene, I had to have written it and rewritten it like 20 times till
Yeah, but
I.
like I was gonna say, have you had experience encountering a bear where you had to like figure out how to make it like believable?
So I did see a bear twice when I was at camp, not in the same summers. One out in the ball field, and I never saw that one again. And one I was actually walking up the bunks to like wake the campers up, and it was like walking between the two when I was like, "Hello, bear sighting."
And some of them, they're just like, they see a human, they're like, whatever,
Right.
like. But some of them, they're like, wait a second, like, oh god, I just, there's like very few. I don't know if I have a fear of them because I haven't really encountered one, but I feel like I would be scared shitless
Yeah,
if I
like
ever encountered one.
healthy fear.
Yes,
A
a
healthy
healthy
fear.
fear where I'm like, it's not a concern because I'm not like an adventurer. I don't like do that a lot. And even if I did, I would be like, I am gonna like listen. I'm just gonna respect whatever's out here. It's same thing with like open ocean. I think that is one of my fears, like legit fears, is like open ocean, like just being stranded in open ocean. And it's just like, I'm not saying like I'm afraid of the beach or the sea, or like I'm not afraid of going out on a boat. It's just if whatever happened, if we were stranded or if there was a shipwreck and I was just like fucking Rose and Jack, that's my fear. That is
Rose
my
and
fear.
Jack.
Like that's my fear of just being stranded and there's like no land anywhere, and
Right,
then you're
and
just
it's
in the middle. You
cold
don't know
and
what's,
you
yes, you
don't know
don't know
what's at
what's
your feet.
underneath the, yep. I think I saw a meme that was like I like it, but I respect what's underneath the surface, but I want to have anything to do
Yeah, I
with
don't
it.
want anything to do with
Yeah,
that.
I did go scuba diving once on my honeymoon, because that was the one thing that my husband really wanted to do. And as, yeah, newlyweds, I was like, oh, because otherwise I was like, I'm good. Like I don't need to do that, but I did, and I almost chickened out. But when I did, I'm like glad I had the experience because it was really something.
And
But yeah, I when there was a chance on our 10-year in Hawaii, when there was a chance to do it again, I'm like, I'm gonna go get a massage,
yeah,
and
right.
you
I'm
could
with you. That's
you
my
could go
that's
do
my
that.
go-to.
You want to go do, that's fine. I'm gonna be at the spa. Like I,
And that line that one of the fears of the campers was sharks.
yeah.
That one was true.
Oh, there you go.
And you're
I don't,
just
yeah,
like,
see,
what? What?
yeah, I don't know if I'm, yeah, again, like I don't know if it's a legit. It would be silly for me to be afraid of sharks because I would never be in a situation
Situation
like
with like,
that. Yeah, like I feel like I'm silly to be like I'm afraid of open ocean,
yeah.
or just like being stranded. What is it, Sandra Bullock in that movie, like space, where she's stranded out in space. She doesn't know, like that's also a fear of mine. I guess maybe just like to be open, have no resources, have no way to get to
Yeah,
where to
vulnerability. It's a hard, yeah.
safety. No reason. I'm never gonna be an astronaut. I'm never gonna hop on a spaceship. I'm never gonna hop on like a boat in the middle of the ocean, like the middle of the Atlantic, where there's like several days of travel on boat between continents. Like
No, no.
I'm never gonna find myself in that situation. So I feel like it's so silly to have like
Yeah.
to have that fear. But
Yes.
it's like it is a fear of.
So just boat thing. One summer I was there for the whole summer, and it was the last day of camp. I was heading home, and that was the day that my in-laws were taking all the family, his brothers, all the grandkids on a cruise. So after being in camp and having group activity for 9 weeks, the last thing I wanted to do was be on a boat.
Oh,
So
yikes.
everyone went off and did their excursions and did whatever, and I just stayed and read a book.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Perfect. I see, for the longest time, because I've never been on a cruise before, and for the longest time, that's one of the things I wanted to do. But after, I forget I don't know what documentary it was, but it was a whole thing where it was like they ran out of like power or something, and it took days for them to get something like, and so people were just, there was no water, and like the sewage problems were horrible, and there was just like sun. People were taking their bed sheets to protect themselves on the deck, and then like nobody could, there was no water, so they just like gave out alcohol, and so everybody got drunk and was getting angry, and like I was like, no, I am not risking that. I do not, like, I'm good. I don't
Not
think
for
I
you.
ever want to go on like a 2 day, not even maybe 2 days, like a 2 day, like if it
Right.
was like two stops,
Right.
but not like a whole week long. Like I used to think that the Mediterranean cruise was like the gold, like, oh my God, I want to do that before I die. Now I'm like,
Island
nah,
hop.
I'm
You go to
okay.
Greece
Yeah.
and island hop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh God, triggered. Poor fucking Lori.
Anyway, I just wanted to also point out I have my Camp Bling on.
Oh
I
yay. Oh,
have I
that's so
have the
fun.
embroidered here and I have the beads
Yes,
here.
the bracelets, the friendship bracelets, all that. I love that. I love that. I know. I was trying to think like, do I have anything to have like a theme? Do I have like camp T-shirts? Like, no, I don't really have anything. I would have. I don't know how to French braids. Otherwise, I would have French
It's
braid my
so
hair
funny.
if needed
I
to.
think I had taken the line out because I never learned how to French braid my girl's hair, and the counselors would do it. And I think I had a line somewhere that's like, I really got to learn how to do that.
My mom, I don't know. It came to a point where like I didn't want her to use me to learn because it would
Ow,
just it would
mom.
got my hair is like really long and it's been long for ever since I was a kid, but I with a couple chunks of where I would chop a bunch off to donate it just because I wanted to change, but I would still like just long as my
That's nice of
go-to.
you.
I just like it makes me feel a little bit better. But no, when she wouldn't, it would whole thing. Like she brushed my hair out of knots. She wouldn't like hold my hair to reduce the pain. She would just go straight root to tip,
And
and
it's
it was
like
a
tearing.
horrible
Yep.
experience for me. And then whenever I got out of line or gave her trouble, like I knew if I did that brush was gonna come for me, and so
Right.
it was
Instead
a
of
whole
spanking
yeah.
you, it's
Yep, and
brushing
so
your
I
hair.
was like, I'm no, do not use me to practice. So I'm like, so I have much respect, and it's yeah, it's just one of those things where I was like, no, because I refused because I had bad experience with my mom brushing my long ass hair when I was a child. Oh no, that's funny that's like yeah, like a well known universal thing where it's just like, oh, like do the girl's hair, pigtails, braids, put them up. No, I get it. It's yeah, because
It's
summer is
hot.
hot and it
It's hot.
sucks. Summer, like I hate being hot. I hate being hot. Like being cold, it can be painful, but being hot is like
At least you can put a
I hate
jacket
it.
on you.
So let's see here. All right, I'm gonna do this to you.
Okay, do it.
I'm gonna do this to
I'm
you.
ready.
So between let's see, Lori, uh, Ted, Mike, and let's see, Jeannie, because Jeannie was fun.
Yeah.
Among the four of them, who would win in a Hot Wings challenge?
Okay, Lori, Ted, Mike, and Jeannie. Oh, totally Mike. Oh yeah, he's that kind of guy who you put him to a challenge and he's gonna take it to the limit. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Who would be in second, third, fourth place?
I think it would probably be Mike, Ted, Jeannie, and then Lori.
The Lori, really? She wouldn't. She
I
would
don't
not
think
be at the spice scale at
I
all.
don't think so. I don't think maybe the second or third. Jeannie,
You
because
know who I'm talking about? Like they do the hot
oh yeah, I
ones
know
where it's like they
exactly what you're
got the
talking about.
10. Yeah,
I
I love it.
I
Yeah.
think I think Lori could take two or three. I think Jeannie, just for the fun of it, would go longer, and
Yeah.
and Ted would want to best Mike, and Mike
Yeah.
would want to
Oh
best
God,
Ted.
that competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he would have to God, I wanted to be like sweet summer child. Like it's okay. Like and Lori
That's
was
so funny.
like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Actually, one of my favorite questions that you've been asking lately, which cracked me up, was about the dishes. I thought that was
Yes, I was gonna
hilarious.
move on to that. So yeah, same four people, how they come
No,
home.
forget the dishes. You
Okay,
go to
never mind.
no, no, no. You go to camp, right?
To
And
not
that's
do
one of the
dishes.
things to not do.
Yeah.
No dishes, no laundry, no cleaning the toilet, no do. Yeah, so that's you
But
got to
it
take
was
care of
like
other people's kids.
I know, right? They're like, I think dishes are like the last thing I need to think about. Like, I need to worry about like, is this kid doing what they should do, and is their parent gonna come at me? Is
Right,
the camp
exactly,
owner gonna come at me? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's so funny. But that's more of a reason to ask them in their fall to spring life. How would
right.
they handle the
Wait,
dishes?
that the off season, right?
Yes,
Right when
yes,
when they wear their civilian clothes.
yeah.
Those four characters, definitely Lori because she's a mom. She's got to move that stuff along. And Jeannie probably not at all because she still lives at home and or in the dorm. So she's probably on a food plan or something.
Yeah.
Or you know how if you're in a sorority,
She's not used to seeing it as like a problem. As
right.
yeah.
And Mike's a military guy, so he's probably neat as a pin. And Ted is a single dad, so he's probably neat too, doing the dishes right away. So I
He
think
sees it and he's like, oh shit, like when Mike sees it, he's like, "What? Why?" And he's like, "That cannot do." Like, I just, cause yeah, I asked, what was it? Gosh, Rachel Van Dyken, where I asked her like, how did she get into the mindset, similar to what I asked you, how'd you get in the mindset of characters that are not like you? And that was one of the things, I think she got it from a workshop. Same, like where she was like, I use this as an activity and exercise. How would my character do the dishes? And that helps me flourish and
I
expand
love
on
that.
who they are. I know, that's why I started putting it, I told her, I was like, I'm going to put that in my
I
questions
love
from
that.
now
That
on.
just
Like,
that I was walking down like Madison Avenue, cracking up. Just like that is such a funny question.
which episodes were you listening to, and which one did you
Well,
enjoy the
the
most?
last one I listened to, which I actually commented, I think, on your Facebook page, was about the 49-year-old, the 40-year-old. So you were talking about how you're both like 40-ish.
Oh, Little Miss Petty.
Yes. Oh, I
Was
love
it?
that. I
Oh, I
love that.
love her book.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need
it
to
was
go
so
out and get
fun.
that. I listened over the summertime when we booked this. I listened to your podcast that had everybody all at once.
Oh, the 100 episode one. Oh, thank you, because that took a long time to like figure out, oh, who are my favorite clips, who are my favorite, because I was trying to make like a big thing about it, because I was like, what else do I do, because I don't want to, and then I realized like, oh my God, I have to do part one and part two, because it
There's
was
so
just so
many.
much. It was, but I no, it was really fun to see like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I remember this clip, or I
And
remember this
yes, and I
person, and
also
it was so
you have a
fun.
nice voice. You have a good rhythm.
Oh, thank you. I get so kind of self. It's after doing this for a while, I'm used to my own voice,
Right.
because I know how people are like, oh, I don't like the sound of my own voice. I feel like it just took me a while to realize like, oh, I have a deep voice. I don't really have a girly voice at all, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, you have a
you
great
know, I was
voice.
like, I think I'm okay with that. It's just it is what it is. I'm just gonna roll with it. This is who I am. I'm not gonna waste time on adjusting my voice to fit what I'm comfortable with, because it's probably gonna sound worse. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you listening to it, giving thought to all of that. Because oh my God, I bet that was like a little chaotic too.
My husband's like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, like I'm
I
just switching back and forth,
I
because
was like,
otherwise
"Just
I
go
would
with
have had
it."
to go through in each between each clip at a point, and at one point I was like, this is too much work. I'm just gonna throw this out there, and hopefully people can
I caught it.
follow along.
We caught it.
Good, good. Yeah, I appreciate it. I was like, wait, is she talking to a new person right now?
Yeah, that yes. But it was
Yeah.
yeah, I did like that.
I appreciate that. Let's see. So this is like a funny. So like you as a reader, are there any book recommendations, or are there any books that maybe you feel guilty that you haven't read yet? Like for anything like maybe that's been on your reading list, or even something that you finally got to and you're like, everybody needs to read this book, like anything like that.
Well, before I tell you that, with She Writes Pretz, we're in cohorts. So the summer cohort gets together and we talk about stuff, things that, whatever, we talk about everything writing. And one of the
Mm.
things that we've been doing is we've been reading each other's books. So
Oh,
now we can go to Goodreads and give
yay.
a really
Yes,
nice review.
yes,
So,
yes.
in that respect, I get to read a lot of books that I wouldn't have necessarily picked up, but I had been loving it. So my reading at this point is not my own. I also, oh, you're going to like this one. You may want to do this. When both my girls were in fourth grade, which again was 8 years apart, I started a mother daughter book club for both of them.
Oh, okay.
And I read a lot of the same ones again, and Island of the Blue Dolphins. That was always my first one because I loved that one as a child. And then when my younger child was, when I guess when the Hunger Games came out, and they're like, we want to read this, and I was like, a dystopian future where kids kill each other? No, I don't think so. Anyway, so we read it and loved it. It was great. So reading with my kids has been great. Books that I absolutely loved recently. So I'm also in an adult book club, but I haven't been able to get to for a long time because I'm working
Yeah.
on a book, I'm
Yeah.
traveling, I'm doing all that. I love Barbara Kingsolver. I thought that the Poisonwood Bible was one of the best books I ever read. And then I read all the rest, and then which were fine, but they weren't the Poisonwood Bible. And then I read Demon Copperhead.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was amazing. I'm a big fan of Meg Wolitzer. I thought that her book, The Interestings, and again, I read most of her stuff. I thought the book, The Interestings, that are also set around Camp Friends, I thought I really liked that. And of course, I can't think of anything else. And I do read all the books of the people in my
Yeah,
workshop.
that's important. Like you guys all have to like support each other, because if you want people to read your book and leave comments, leave reviews, you got to do that for
Right.
other
And
people.
I recently, so Simon and Schuster are going to be distributing my book,
Yeah.
and they put me in the same category as Emily Henry and like Tessa Bailey. And I was like,
Nice.
and I
Yeah, you're like, what? Like,
and I had never but I have now.
yeah,
I was like,
you gotta.
I have to be on the stream because,
Yeah.
interestingly, someone asked me why a romance novel. So let's go back to the beginning when I was writing all this stuff. I was just writing stories, and I wrote a book, not realizing that I had written a romance novel until it was pointed out to me
Oh,
that I wrote a. I was like, oh, go figure that.
there's like the romance, the sneaking around, the tension, that all just it came out and
Yeah.
it became more of it was I would say it was like 50-50. 50% was like the romance, 50% was like her experience and figuring it out, moving from fish out of water
Right.
to
Romance was the last
yep.
thing on her mind.
Yeah, like, and then she was like, he's handsome, and I like talking to him, and he's like hot, and he's into me. So just a couple more questions before we wrap up here. Another thing I'll throw at you: what advice would you give to Lori? What advice would you give to Ted? I'll just say, what advice would you give to Mike and to Jeannie? Yeah, the same for it.
To Lori, I would tell her that you take what you've learned and you move forward with that, and you don't take any crap from anyone anymore, and you be your own person. I think in the book she actually says, I'm not listening to this one or that one or anyone else anymore. So good for her. I think Ted, what's good advice for Ted? I think he needs to be, I don't think it came across as much as in the prior ones, but he was very shut down for a while, and Lori helped him like crack out of his shell, and also just like to keep going, like no matter what happened.
Yeah,
They were both in a much better, more confident, healthy state.
yeah.
And Mike, I would just be like, calm down. Like, you're not that important. Like, be kind, be considerate, be
Yeah.
open to things. And Jeannie, I'd be like, yeah, girl, you go for it. You
Just
live your
maybe
life.
more no outside on the grass rendezvous.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like...
Oh, yeah, no. Those are true too.
I was like, OMG. I was like, what? Like, you went there. Again, you went
Yes,
there.
I went there.
Um, so what do you hope readers get out of Summer Husband?
I want them to have a little escapism. I want them to have some nostalgia. I want to also say that, yes, this book takes place in a summer camp, but you don't have to have gone to summer camp to appreciate it. I like to say you didn't have to play soccer to enjoy Ted Lasso. And I'm going to go one step further, because I read an interview that Jason Sudeikis said, and when he was selling it, he said you didn't have to like boxing to like Rocky.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, that's perfect. That is perfect because it's so true. And Ted Lasso is like one of my favorites of all time.
It's
Favorite
amazing.
book. It's like that. I could put that on as like a background noise.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Just like, oh,
funny.
I'm gonna like do whatever. I'm like, or like a comfort show.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
and then there's growth in there. There's growth for the children. There's growth. She makes girlfriends.
Yeah.
She gets all the reasons why she all the reasons why she wanted her children to go to camp were all the things that she took away herself.
Yes.
So you're just never
Yeah.
too old to learn those life lessons, to
Yeah.
take on a bully, to get those camp best friends.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so Amy Lorowitz, I know this is your debut. Are you working on anything next? Like, you've taken this momentum, anything that you're allowed to talk about?
Yeah, I could talk about it. It's not artistic intellectual property. I am writing a sequel to this because it's still in my head. And writing this book, I just also want to say I love, because it is always summertime in my head, and that is a really great place to be.
Yes.
So I'm writing a sequel, and then when I'm done with that, I would like to try my hand at a YA book, same place, different perspective.
I think you could do it. I just remove the word fuck and remove some of the more maybe scandalous like parts, but otherwise I think you got it in you.
Yeah,
Sure,
thank
for
you. I
sure.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. My big goal, my big term goal is, and I'm going to put it out there because why not, is that I want this to become a series.
I
'Cause-
think you can, because you can explore different characters. You can explore each year. You can explore the growth of, there's so many potential like things that you could pick to do focus
yes.
on. Yeah, that's so cool. I love it. I love that idea. Okay, so again, we talked about it, but where can we find you online and on social media?
Okay, definitely at the Cantina Book Club. Come look me up there. So I have a website, it's amylorowitz.com, and my Instagram is Amy Lorowitz Author.
Perfect,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, yes. Amy Lorowitz, Summer Husband, that comes out on May 19th.
And you can get it at all your local bookstores any way you want.
Yay!
It's all over
Yes,
the place.
perfect. Just look for it.
Just look for it.
Ask around.
Yes.
Ask the cashier, ask the bookseller, where is Summer Husband?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much. This was such a fun conversation.
Same.
Yeah, oh, I appreciate that. And I would recommend this to either women's fiction. It's like beach read, summer read, even if it could be a winter read and
Yeah,
make you
sure.
think like,
Get
I
your
want to be in summer.
right. I want to be in summer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if and when you're ready to talk about your next project,
Oh,
feel
I
free
will
to reach
come
out.
knocking on your door.
Yes.
Absolutely.
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 Yeah.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much. This was wonderful.
And there you go. That was Amy Lorowitz talking about her book, Summer Husband. That book is available now. Check out the show notes to see links where you can find Amy online and on social media and where to purchase the book. In the show notes, you'll also see where to find Cantina Book Club on your favorite social media book communities, such as Bookstagram, Book Talk, BookTube, Threads, Facebook, and more. And I would love and appreciate if you hit that follow or subscribe button so that you could never miss out on book reviews and author interviews. If you have any book-loving friends who are looking to get more out of their reading lists, please share Cantina Book Club with them so that they can find upcoming releases and interviews with authors. Another way to help this podcast is head on over to your favorite podcast player. Give Cantina Book Club a rating and review. It helps me to reach more potential listeners and fellow book lovers like you. And that goes for any podcast that you listen to. It's one of the easiest things that you can do to help out. If you need book recommendations, you can reach out to me. I'm always excited to share my recent favorites or basically just give you any suggestion depending on the genre that you're into. Or you can browse through cantinabookclub.com and search via genre as well. While you're at it, you can subscribe by entering your email on the website so you can get new reviews and episode posts delivered directly to your inbox. If you want to support Cantina Book Club even more, you could donate by finding the form on cantinabookclub.com. Whether it's a one-time donation or as little as $1 a month, I seriously appreciate the support and will share my appreciation by giving you a shout out on the show. And finally, one of the best ways to help authors promote their works is to head out over to Amazon, Goodreads, Storygraph, BookBub, any platform that you could think of where you find authors and rate them and find that title, find the author, and give them a rating and review. It really does help them get their work out there more than we all realize, almost as much as actually purchasing the book or pre-orders or tagging on social media. But thanks so much for listening and see you next time. Cheers.